right, boys and girls, little late night stream here going. Chiefs lose to the Detroit Lions. Could the 1 seed be in doubt? The overreaction stream of the century, I'm sure. But I want to talk about this because this is interesting. Chiefs losing to the Lions. Look, NFC conference game doesn't necessarily matter when you look at the playoffs. Like if you had to lose one game if you're Kansas City, it's to an NFC team. But this is their first game of the season and they have a loss. And under Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs have never lost more than 5 games in a season. 12-5 is the worst record that the Chiefs have had. So, one loss, 1 game into a season, I'm sorry, that's a big deal. That is something I would like to talk about, especially because we get to see the Chiefs on week 4. Now, a few things I want to get into real quick. We'll talk about Patrick Mahomes. 21 of 39, 54% completion percentage, 226 yards, 45 rush yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He's really good. He's phenomenal. Like, obviously, big contract, great quarterback, but like watching him without Kelsey, watching him try to like get this team anywhere. He was frustrated tonight though. The Lions defense, Aiden Hutchinson is an absolute animal. He was in Patrick Mahomes' face the entirety of the night. Mahomes did not look comfortable at all. He wound up finishing, I want to say there had to be like 5 drops. His receivers were horrible. Kadarius Toney had like 2 or 3 drops tonight. And I felt bad for Mahomes because it very much felt like, to me, he did enough that could have won the game, but then like clearly not having Kelsey was a huge handicap to that team. Do we think he comes back next week? If he doesn't come back next week, who are they playing next week? I got to look up who they're playing next week. So next week, the Chiefs are playing the Jaguars. That's not an easy game. They could lose that game. Then it's Bears, then it's Jets. So I don't know what to really make of the Bears yet. But I think Jacksonville is going to be a pretty good team. And if Kelsey's not good to go week 2, and they go 0-2 to start the season, and like the 1 seed has to be like a 4-win team or a 4-loss team, this is massive. This is a really big deal. I very much think the 1 seed is within striking distance for any of these AFC teams. I'm not just specifically talking about the Jets here. Of course, I'm excited because of the Jets. But the Bills, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Ravens. I mean, you could throw Miami in there too. Like, there's a lot of really good teams that are trying to vie for this 1 seed potentially, and the Chiefs losing that game, really, really big. Like I said, Aiden Hutchinson, holy hell. This guy is an absolute monster. He was a game wrecker, biggest personality, pain in the ass you had to deal with on the defensive side of the ball for the Lions. Absolutely awesome to watch. It felt like his spin move, his like just endless motor. Every time you thought he was like kind of sort of not washed out of play, because it's not like he's going to wash out of play, but when he's like kind of out of the play, the effort and motor to just get back in, like just to be like he's sort of within Patrick Mahomes' vision, or like just he fights until he like literally cannot anymore. I feel like he's always around the ball. And I think he finished, I think I saw 3 tackles, 1 assist maybe was what his stat line was, but that does not impact, or that does not reflect the impact he had on the game. Holy smokes. Aiden Hutchinson is every bit of deserving last year of having defensive rookie of the year, just like Sauce was. This guy's no joke. Yo, the Lions are a good team. I do think the Chiefs win this game with Kelsey, but the Lions are an up-and-coming team. I loved Aaron Glenn's defense. I really liked I liked the way the Lions played today. They came out balls to the wall, faking a 4th down punt. They were like, hey, look, we're not giving Patrick Mahomes the ball. We're not giving him the ball. We're just going to keep doing what we're going to keep doing, and we're going to keep him off the field. That's how you win. That's why the Jets built their team the way they did. Run the ball, play efficient offense, play strong defense, keep the opposing quarterback off the field. That's how you beat Josh Allen. That's how you beat Patrick Mahomes. That's how you beat Joe Burrow. That's how you beat the good quarterbacks in this league. The Lions recognize that. I understand it's not an AFC team. I see Aaron. Whoa. Big super chat. I see you, Aaron. It's a big loss, but not to an AFC team, though. Yeah, look, if the Chiefs had to lose a game to an NFC team is what they would choose. What I'm saying is they lose 4 games a season. Like, that's their average. 4 games a season, 25% of their losses just happened today. And there's still, 90% of the season to go left. Big difference. Big difference. And I'll be honest, I'm not afraid of the Chiefs offense right now. I am afraid of Kelsey. He's really good. And I don't know how our linebackers are going to hold up guarding against him. But we get them early. So if he's still banged up with this hyperextended knee, this is huge. There's no way. Like, Aiden Hutchinson is filthy on that D-line, but the Jets D-line is going to eat that Kansas City offensive line apart if they don't have their safety valves in place. Aiden Hutchinson, monster. Absolute monster. And then, yeah, like I said, whoa, Kelsey flying in like that. Yeah. Talk about missing a big-time player on your team. Is there any player that could have impacted that? I don't know. Kelsey's incredible. Not having him, you see how much he's worth. He's only getting paid I think he's getting paid $11 million. That feels like chump change compared to what he's able to do for an offense. Top wide receivers again, what, $20 million a year? $25 million a year? Kelsey's a bargain. Saw what they needed. All right. Zachary Berner says, right tackle from the Chiefs with 5 false start missed calls. Yeah, I saw that a few times. I was like, how's that not a false start? He definitely hopped a bit early. I guess when you have star quarterbacks, that's what happens. You get those benefit of the doubt type calls. Maybe we'll get some of those this season. I'll take a few helpful things on our offensive line. It is thundering and lightning like crazy here, so I may lose stream. If this drops, it drops. It is what it is. We'll go as long as half hour or whatever. John says the receivers really didn't help tonight. No, they were terrible. Kadarius Toney was horrible. He was really bad. I felt like everyone was dropping stuff. Yeah, see, JJ says Toney. Says Jets clinch the number 1 seed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got to win a game first. I'm just saying the Chiefs, regardless of who the AFC team is right now, regardless of team affiliations that we want, this is a big loss. Big loss. They don't lose many games, so when you get them, it's big. Evil Skittles. Love that the Lions won, but I have Mahomes on my fantasy team now. I don't know how I feel. I went heavy on Hurts this year. I don't have Mahomes on any of my teams, I don't think. Taslim says there were 8 drops. Toney had 4 of them. Apparently, he only had 5 drops prior to tonight, since dating back to, I think, 2017. Whenever he entered college, I saw that stat pop up. That's insane to me. 5 drops in 6 years, 4 drops tonight. Kashmir says they got him with 1 guy. Wait till they see our D-line. Their O-line is weak. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see our D-line. We're 3 lines deep. I feel like we're going to have to see teams run hurry up on the Jets, so that way you don't get certain pass rushers on the field. I think you'll see that as a tactic to go against us. Maybe. I mean, we have such good defensive linemen, it may not even matter. Luke says big-time implications for a playoff race. 1 game. I'm only saying the first seed. Chiefs are making the playoffs. But the 1 seed, they lose 1 game and they lose 4 games all season. Normally, 1 game out of 1 game. That's 100% of your season you have lost. That's a big reason. Everaldo says some of those drops were Mahomes' fault. He threw behind a couple of receivers. Yeah, that is true. There was a few where I felt like Toney had to contort his body a little bit, so it's not all on him, but it's definitely you could tell that the Lions' defense and Mahomes without Kelsey felt uncomfortable. And that makes me feel good. So if you can take Kelce out of the game, maybe that makes the rest of the team, shaky. Just double team him. Michael says, if we win week 1, automatic 1 seed, no question. Yeah, just stop playing games. It was just playoffs. We're in. Yeah, Craig says big difference without Kelce. Huge difference without Kelce. Zachary says Jawan Taylor is the most annoying player on the field, and everyone knows why. You talking about the false starts? Is that what you're talking about? JJ says I want to play them without Kelce also. Yeah, totally different team. I have a hard time seeing the Chiefs losing with Kelce on the field. It was so clearly, missed. Oh, yeah, JJ bringing up a good point. Chiefs defense isn't the same without Chris Jones. I was watching it with a few guys, and it didn't even occur to me that Chris Jones wasn't on the field. As dumb as that sounds, I know he's in a heated contract dispute, and didn't even occur to me that he was not out there. Yeah, the Chiefs defense looks weak without him. Do you think the Chiefs cave now and they give him the big money? TC says we're going to destroy the running game. Yeah, if Chris Jones isn't playing, Jets are going to run it down their throat. Tigo says, what a first game. What a game 1 of the NFL season. Yeah, dude, that was a lot of fun. That was a good game to watch. I'm glad Thursday Night Football started off with a bang. Or technically not Thursday Night Football, NBC football, and then Thursday Night Football starts next week for some reason. Yo, what up, Jigga? Yeah, Oscar's got it right. Oscar says neutralize Kelce and the game's over. Yeah, I trust that our secondary can lock down the rest of the receivers. So if you have Quincy or whoever you trust to cover Kelce, you're probably gonna have to bring a safety down into the box, hit him with an edge rusher or something, and then have the safety cover him. Just knock him around a bit. Jigga says football fantasy idiot. Too busy, didn't take Kelce out of the lineup. Had Montgomery starting, so that worked. Yeah, I'm 95% sure in one of my leagues, but I think it's a free league. I left Kelce in, so I'm a bad fantasy guy. I wasn't sure which app it was in. I was like, too much mental work right now. Need to eat chips. Jimmy says, Ryan, will you be at the AFC Roundtable tailgate? If so, can't wait to meet you. I will be stopping by at some point. I got to ask Richie where they are exactly. He told me, I think they're at the Gotham City tailgate, right? In JE3. I want to see Blewett. I want to see Asman. I want to see a bunch of people. Ali, I know, is going to week 1. But yeah, I'm going to stop by there for sure. When? Who knows? Aaron says that pick 6 really hurts them. That drop changed the game. Yeah, oh, that was so bad. So bad. It smacked him right in the hands. And goes right the other way. As soon as that happens, game changer. What's going on? And then the Lions going for it on instead of field goals too. That was ballsy. Ballsy stuff by the Lions. Justman Jet says, for the love of God, Ryan, let's go get Mike Evans. I really want Mike Evans. I want it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen until October. I do think it happens though. I feel like the Jets make a move for a receiver by the trade deadline. Sometime in October is when I think it's going to happen. If it's, I would hope it. I would like it to be Mike Evans. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I think it's going to be someone. Boba Jet says, at 7:30, people told me the Lions were getting smoked tonight. I called the Lions to get a win since last week. Those guys are now officially missing from my league chat. Ooh. I'm glad the Lions won. The Lions, I don't have any bad feelings towards the Lions. I like Aaron Glenn, obviously, former Jet, their defensive coordinator. I like Campbell. I think he's got a lot of energy. Dude's ripped. A fight between Campbell and Saleh would be one of the coolest things to ever watch. Jameson Williams, when they get him back, they had drafted him 2 years ago. He hasn't done anything, or a year and a half ago. He's not going to see the field till halfway through this year. He had the ACL last year. Ugh. I want to see him get on the field. Jimmy DiCarlo, yes. Did I see that? Did I already throw that one up on the league? I think I threw that one up already. Let's see. Oreo says, no way Tony doesn't get cut this week. You're a professional getting paid millions of dollars. He may never play again. Those drops are on him, not Mahomes. Well, what's crazy, not even crazy, but what's these are the type of drops. It wouldn't happen with Rodgers. If it's happened twice, he'd stop throwing your direction. Rodgers doesn't go your way. He hates throwing interceptions, which is exactly what happened to Mahomes tonight. Mahomes might learn. He might say, hey, look, I'm not throwing that way now. Blitzkrieg says, as of now, Chris Jones won't be there for us as well. It's still week 4, though. And Chris Jones getting paid a lot of money. How long is he willing to hold out, and how long are the Chiefs willing to sacrifice possibly not winning games because they're not paying their defensive tackle what he wants to get paid? Or how do you get him into camp so that way, you're both happy? Rough stuff. This is big for the Jets. We are big for the AFC playoff picture in general. The Chiefs losing as many games as possible opens up that 1 seed. Shushu, can you name 5 Chiefs now without Kelsey or Jones? Mahomes. Kadarius Toney. That's a rough team. I mean, I know they're offensive linemen. Man. Dude, no Kelsey. That offense changed so much since Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill gets traded. Kelsey's not there. Mahomes needs help. I was hoping to see a little bit more from Sky Moore. I had him in fantasy last year. I thought he'd be a little bit bigger factor at this point in the season. Or not at this point in the season. At this point, since being drafted. Yo, it's wild how the Chiefs are now in last place in the league, and Mahomes is the most interceptions of the league. Yeah, let that soak in, right? He's won, 5-0 in home openers prior to tonight's game. Lost his home opener. And first game of the season. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Some people aren't going to say right now. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Put Sauce on Kelsey, we get a W. I would really like to see that. They played Sauce on, was it Mark Andrews week 1 last year? Is that what they did? I feel like we've seen Sauce play a few tight ends. Not necessarily consistently. But I'd like to see some combo of him and Whitehead. Or maybe Whitehead with a little help from someone else. Just lock Sauce down on him. That would be cool. I would love to see that battle. 2 juggernauts. Jason says, the Kansas City is nothing without Kelsey and Chris Jones. How can they beat us and they can't beat the Lions? Lions are a good team. Don't sleep on the Lions, but I do think the Jets are better. I think our defensive line would eat that offensive line up based on how they played tonight. Hutchinson's legit, though. Legit stud. He's falling right in line. If he keeps playing like that, he's falling right in line behind the Bosa brothers and all those edge rushers that are getting zillions and zillions of dollars. He's special. But our defense is better. And our quarterback. I trust our quarterback more. Goff didn't play bad, but I trust our quarterback more. Did I see the Burrow contract? Yeah, it was $275 with $219 fully guaranteed. Monster deal. That's how much these players are worth, though. That scares me. Especially after he kind of went down in practice. It wasn't anything bad, but still enough to scare you away from a $250 million contract. Now, Varez, Chiefs are a team that starts bad in the beginning and ends up in the playoffs at the end and possibly wins a Super Bowl. Shocker. Well, yeah, I mean, has Mahomes ever not been in a conference title game? I think he's been in the AFC Championship game at least. I think it's 3 Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls, and I think 5 AFC Championship games, I think is what it wound up being. So they're incredible. But 1 loss is what I'm saying. If you can keep them out of the 1 seed, so they're not skipping around in the playoffs, they have to play 1 extra team. That's 1 extra shot you may have to avoid them if you can get the 1 seed or if you're on the other side of the bracket. Would be massive. They're still going to win their division. I don't see anyone contending with them, really. Ben says, Chiefs looked absolutely mediocre tonight. It is a crazy statement, but if we stay healthy, nobody in the league is going to want to see us. I don't think any team wants to play us. I think they absolutely realize how good our D-line is, and Rodgers and Garrett and Brees. And like this team's legit. This is going to be a special season. Oreo says, you cannot tell me the NFL isn't at least biased or a little rigged. How did Taylor not get called for all night for penalties, and the NFL is embracing the script with commercials? Ugh. Yeah, it's always like, how do you rig the game? I would like to see penalty yards. I was talking about this earlier, and this isn't necessarily a rigged thing, but I was always interested in how many penalty yards a receiver gets on like a pass interference, and why is that not attributed to a quarterback, to a wide receiver, and to the defense? Like how many extra yards are given up outside of like the statistical gained yards? That's something I want to see. And penalty, it's kind of side adjacent, but yeah, Taylor had like a zillion false starts and nothing gets called. Yeah, JJ says Sauce was on Andrews. Mean says, didn't Rex put Revis on Gronk one time? He absolutely did. Thank you, Oreo. Oreo says, congratulations, Ryan, on the baby. Thank you. My daughter will be born in November. We're like 96, 97 Bulls going back to back. Yeah, dude, I'm like, what are Shay and Ren? Shay and Ren are 14 months apart. It's rough. Actually, I'm going to end this right at a half hour. I told Becca I'd be on baby duty next, so I've got like 8 minutes to hang with you guys for that little bit of time. Blitz says, who's getting more credit for their transformations, the Jets or the Lions? I think both. I think both definitely are. I think we probably get a little bit more of a pass because we got Aaron Rodgers. Like, I mean, they got Goff, but I don't think anyone thought they got the better end of that trade necessarily, like from a talent perspective. Draft pick wise, they made out like bandits. They turned their team around with that trade, big time. But who gets more credit? I think the Lions will probably end up getting more credit, but the Jets certainly got great credit due to our draft class last year. Kilopatra tonight solidified how I feel about the Jets. Yeah, I feel strong. The Chiefs are the team that I'm most afraid of in the AFC. Like, I think the Jets are going to be able to get to Burrow. I think we're going to get to Allen. Allen's a scary player, but we've beaten him with Zach Wilson, so I think that'll be fine. Lamar's scary. He has the ability to just go off on you. He's a very tough player to guard against, so I kind of hope we don't have to face them. I think the Eagles are our worst matchup as far as teams go in the NFL. But the Chiefs got a pass interference call that wasn't even interference. The league favors the damn Chiefs. I don't know which one it was. There was one that like the ball smacked him in the face, but I thought that was pass interference. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. That was the monster one, like the 40-yard one. Aaron, wow, another baby Ryan. Congratulations. Yes. Baby 2, just had her 3 weeks ago. She's just a little nugget. JJ, Ryan, do you think there's going to be more trades than usual this season because of how good this upcoming draft looks? Maybe there's more tanking and trading of good players. I think the Cardinals are definitely going to sell. They're going all out for the 1 seed. I think they're definitely trading Murray in the offseason. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they keep Murray for a year and then trade him once he's like healthy. That would be silly. I don't think you can have him in the locker room. I think the Raiders are going to be pretty bad. I don't really know how the Panthers are going to look. I think they're going to be pretty bad this year. I feel like I'm missing a few teams in there. A lot of it hinges on how quarterbacks play too. Like, do certain teams turn into a pumpkin? I don't know. Could there be more trades? Yeah. I like what they've done with the NFL. I feel like you're seeing more trades at the end of camp, and then I like their cut down day. I think that was important. And I like the kind of like the trade deadline. It feels like you're getting some more movement than you otherwise would have. Irving says, feeling great being a Jets fan in Kansas City tonight. I can't wait to see our D-line against them. I'm really excited about that. Force of Phil says, I suddenly like our chances for the 1 seed in the conference. 13-4 roughly might be enough to win the conference. I think 13-4 definitely does it. I mean, the Chiefs generally win the conference at like 12 to 14 wins. I think they had, what did they have last year? I think I had this up. 14 wins last year, 12 wins the year before that, then 14, 12, 12. Yeah, so Mahomes hasn't lost or hasn't won less than 12 games. He's always won 12 games or more. Lost in the conference finals, wins a Super Bowl, lost in the Super Bowl, lost in the conference finals, won a Super Bowl. Wild. Absolutely wild. Evil Skittles. Everyone was trashing the Jets draft at first until people started seeing how McDonald plays. I'm really rooting for him. I'm really excited for McDonald. I definitely feel better about the pick seeing how Broderick Jones is playing as well. And I think seeing how McDonald plays makes me feel good about the pick as well. But I did feel like the McDonald pick at the time, well, when I saw it was linebacker. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why are we drafting a linebacker in round 1? Then it's like, okay, he's an edge rusher. And then I'm like, all right, well, we're loaded with edge rushers. And I was like, all right, well, so they're probably getting rid of Huff. They're probably getting rid of Carl Lawson. This is a move for the future. They're going to utilize him this year, but they're going to have like a role for him. And I was kind of hoping for more of like not a contributor, but more of like a full-time player potentially in a tackle or whatever. So I was definitely on the more shaky side with the McDonald pick. I love it now. I'm changing my mind 100%. That was a great pick. Tittman, I think we'll be excited for. Izzy looks good. I think Barnes looks good. Barnes is ahead of schedule too. I think the Jets draft is going to be pretty good. It's not going to be obviously the 3 first-round pick plus Brees year, but it's a good draft. Skittles says, Panthers and Cards, worst teams in the NFL, both NFC teams too. Yeah, the AFC's loaded. The NFC doesn't look that strong. Anthony said, did you see digs on Pat McAfee? No, I didn't. What was said? I did not see that. I was busy today. I didn't get to listen to McAfee. Adrian says, I'm predicting a hot take on Jets versus Lions Super Bowl. I put $100 down on the Jets to win the Super Bowl this year, and I've never bet on the Jets to win a Super Bowl. I bet on them back in I think it was either February or the beginning of March. I think. Actually, I'll look it up right now. I'm curious it was early. It was definitely before the Rodgers trade. I think I did DraftKings. I'll try to look that up. But yeah, I think I'm excited. Dave K says, Ryan, screw Sean Payton, screw the Broncos, screw the Chiefs. LOL. Okay, all seriousness. I'm flying from LA to New York tomorrow, and I'll be at Jet Life Stadium one day. Let's fucking go. I can't wait. I'm pumped for this freaking game. I'm excited. Freaking week 1. It's about damn time. Skittle says, I totally thought Barnes was going to be a practice squad player, but he honestly looked like the best linebacker in preseason. Yeah, he looked really good. And then someone said our linebacker, I think it was our linebackers overall, I don't think it was just him, gave up like almost 100% catch percentage to players when they were in coverage. I was like, that doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. But I like Barnes. He's been flying around. Frank Sinatra. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves and skip to the Chiefs before we even beat the Bills for the division. Yeah, no. Well, I'm not necessarily even talking. I mean, I am talking about the Jets, obviously, potentially maybe getting a 1 seed maybe at some point, but more so in general, just talking about the Chiefs and how they usually only lose 4 games in a season and they lost their first one. They're 100% losers right now. They are the worst team in the NFL. And that's a big deal. It's a big deal for that race to the 1 seed. If you can wind up getting, if you can make it so you're not having to travel on the road to Arrowhead in one of potentially 3 playoff games, big deal. Big deal. Kilpatra says, why not a grand? Because I was pregnant with baby 2, and my ass can't do that. Becca would kill me. I am not a dummy. Jimmy says, great Jets energy, cautious optimism. Let's take it each week. Yes, 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. We do need to prove that we can win, because this can absolutely be one of those situations, kind of like the Eagles, where they call themselves the dream team with Vince Young, or, where people are counting chickens and then someone, Dyer goes down, or we stink. I don't want to stink. Please don't stink. Just be good. I think we're going to be good. Jigga says, I think this loss and our win on Monday should make the week 4 game against them that much better. If we can win week 1, I mean, heck, if they don't have Chris Jones and they don't have Kelsey, those are like our 2 strongest weaknesses. Is that weird? Like, running the ball wise is a big strength for us. Not having Chris Jones to at least blow up our offensive line at the beginning part of the season when we need them to gel. That's like the Bills missing Von Miller. Huge for the New York Jets. And Kelsey, usually we're bad at like tight ends. Chris, let's go. Flying in to Jersey from San Diego Saturday morning to go to the Monday night game. Jets. Whoa, what's up, dude? I'll probably post on either Twitter or YouTube where I'm at, or I'll just be floating around. So if you see a guy that looks like me, just say hi. It might be me. Mars says, stop with the Lions talk. It'll jinx the Jets. The Lions are frauds. The Jets are not. I think the Lions are a good team. I really do. I'm a big fan of what they're doing right now. Alamar says, can't wait to watch us beat the Lions in the Super Bowl. Could you imagine Lions Jets? That'd be awesome. I would like that. There's part of me that wants to see like Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl and like us beat them for 49ers. Do like this whole like Salah against his former team. And it would make that prophecy in Hard Knocks come true. Blackjack says, were the Chiefs at full strength? They were not. No Kelsey and no Chris Jones. Irvin says, good night, Ryan. I have to go into dad mode. Good night, Gangrene. Irvin, I'm right there with you. Actually, it's 30 minutes this stream has been going on, so I am out of here. Boys and girls, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought about the Chiefs and the Lions. Let me know about, do you think the Chiefs get the 1 seed? We had a poll question in the chat, and 189 people voted. 79% of you said no. Chiefs are not going to get the 1 seed. So I think 79% of you think this is also a big deal. The Chiefs not getting the 1 seed. That's a big freaking deal. Jets getting the 1 seed, baby. All right, let me know your thoughts in comments and all that good stuff down below. I'm going to bed and doing dad stuff, so go Jets.